Good Friday morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully you are bundled up and inside as we look at the bottom right of your screen right now, negative 18 degrees.
No thanks.
Did you watch American Idol growing up?
No, not really. You?
So I did. And Randy Jackson was my favorite judge.
Okay.
And his signature saying was, "It's a no from me, dog."
Yeah, that's
And
about where we're at today.
That's where we're at with today. It is just frigid cold out there. Please, please, please make sure if you do have to leave your homes. I know a lot of schools, as you're going to see those schools, businesses, organizations, a lot of them are closed today. So if you do need to leave your homes, please make sure you're bundling up, that you are staying safe, that you are listening to your body. If you're outside and your skin is showing, you could get frostbite very quickly in temperatures like this. And make sure you're checking on your loved ones and your neighbors as well, just to make sure everyone is staying safe during this cold spell that we're going to have really today and tomorrow, the frigid days of them. But that's just your friendly PSA from Emerson and Shane this morning.
It's brutal out there.
We are ready to talk about small towns this week, and this was a really fun one, Shane. So I would like to take credit and say, hey, Oshkosh Week's going on, Oshkosh Restaurant Week is going on, so we should do a story on it.
Yeah,
it was just a huge coincidence that this story aired during
Happy little
Restaurant
accident.
Week. Yeah, it was, and it worked out perfectly. So, tonight's, obviously, I think a lot of folks might be ordering in tonight, but if not, if you're headed out, make sure you're supporting those restaurants in Oshkosh. They've got some cool deals going on for the next, still lasting one more week. It's a 2-week deal there. And we got to check out Manila Resto, which is a really cool Philippine cuisine type restaurant. And the reason we were down there was we wanted to go learn about some jazz piano.
I wanted to go listen to some smooth jazz.
Yeah. Spend a Friday night. We don't spend enough time together during the week working, so we extended our hours Friday night and went down to check out some jazz and talk with a really cool guy who has just been on, I think the best way to describe it, Shane, he's just been on a journey in terms of music.
The fact that you can walk into a restaurant on a Friday night in Oshkosh and come into contact with a bit of a music legend and not even know it, is pretty neat.
So without further ado, as we've been doing on these Friday small town breakdowns, what we're calling it, we just want to play the story for those of you who maybe haven't seen it. I'll also tag it in the Facebook comments link here in just a moment while that story is playing. That way, for you folks that are maybe following along, if you want to go see it, if you want to share it with others, you can do so. If you're watching on YouTube or on our Roku app or the live stream, WBAY.com, you'll have to head to our Facebook page to find that link. But enjoy this story, and then we'll chat a little bit about it afterwards, and even have a little tease ahead to next week. So hope you enjoy Small Towns Oshkosh and our wonderful experience with the man, the legend, John Harmon. Enjoy, everybody. On a Friday night downtown Oshkosh,
Restaurant I've been at for 13 years.
inside Manila Resto,
It has a Philippine cuisine.
you can find a tasty dish and a smooth side of jazz. John Harmon has a reserved seat at Manila's grand piano.
It's every Friday, unless I'm off doing something else.
The composer and jazz pianist making the weekly trip from Winneconne to Oshkosh.
He just approached me and said, would you want to work at the room? And I said, yeah, of course. I can still do it, so I don't want to just sit home.
Yeah, he's been with us since day one, and we've been here for 13 years now. He's the real deal.
Owner Marlo Ambas knew what he was doing when he gave John a call.
Growing up as a musician too, and having a love for music, it's one thing I wanted to incorporate here. Where else are you going to find a place where you're going to see him like week in and week out, like every week, like just sharing his gift with all of us,
A gift that has taken John all over the world, including a 6-year tour with Matrix, a group he helped create in the 1970s.
Matrix was pretty hot stuff in those days. It was all original music. You're touring, you're making records. This is what we all wanted to do.
Fast forward to 2026,
90-year-old John still isn't missing a beat, bringing joy to a restaurant where he'll always have a seat.
He's part of the team, you know, so Manila family. Anytime he wants to play, if he wants to play here any day that we're open, he's more than welcome to. Even when we're not, like, you know, we'll open up the doors for him, for sure.
I've gotten to know all his family since I've been here. 3 children have been born with he and Patricia. It's just kind of cool. I still love to play, and as long as I'm able to play at a level that I'm comfortable with, at a quality level, if I start losing it, I'll quit.
Reporting in Oshkosh with photojournalist Shane Fitzsimmons.
Music has meant a very exciting and fulfilling life.
I'm Emerson Lehmann for Small Towns.
Really fun story there. Cannot thank John enough for taking the time to welcome us. He showed up a little bit early so that we could go and chat with him and just sharing his journey, so to speak, because, you know, we try and, you know, do these stories in 2 to 4 minutes, I guess, is a range that we're really in there for Shane, and he had one that
A lot of history to try to
so much
put in
history to
there.
try and cram in. So, you know, he started just a little bit more about John that we couldn't fit in this full story. You know, he started playing there, as he said, 13 years ago, but he learned when he was just a kid. And I think the cool part about it was he didn't know how to read music. He didn't know how to play piano correctly. He just knew how to play those keys well. And he said a family friend who had a doctorate in music said, hey, get this kid into a school. And the funny line that he used that his dad was super proud of is when he got accepted to Lawrence University down there in Appleton, he said, I was accepted on probation, but he graduated cum laude. So he made the most of his time there. He spent some time performing while he served in the armed forces. And then he talked a little bit about Matrix, the group that he founded that group and spent 6 years on the road, just touring, kind of living the musician life.
And he said, you know, we're doing our own music. It's all original. We're recording. We're making records. This is what people want to do, and we're doing it.
He was living the dream for a lot of the musicians out there, and just sharing some music that was really new at its time. That was in the mid 70s, early 80s that he was doing that, and just a really cool, experienced man who. He's from Oshkosh. He found his way back to the Winneconne area. He and his wife, Traff, who we had the chance to speak with, and now he's been there for 51 years, and he's just still at 90 years old playing twice a week for folks.
Of all the things he's seen and done, one of the things that stands out to him is becoming part of the family at the restaurant.
This Manila family, yeah. So exactly. I love that you mentioned that. He talked about the owner, Marlo, so highly, and said, you know, he's just such an amazing boss who allows him to come there and play. Marlo, as you heard in the story, said, you know, as often as he wants to play here, well, even if we're
not open,
we'll open the doors for him.
We'll open the doors for him.
And
Pretty cool.
It goes to show too. I mean, you watch this story, and you would think there's no way that gentleman is 90 years old. But his wife was telling us, you know, he's writing music, he's practicing, he's playing every single day. He's keeping that brain going, and he told us until he gets to a point where he doesn't feel like he's performing well enough, that he isn't performing to the quality, the standard that he has for himself, he wants to keep doing it. Marlo, the owner, told us, he's always got that seat there. So
pretty cool.
Really
Really
fun to check out John and
who has
meet
more
him.
fun than we do, Emerson?
It's tough. It would be very tough to find someone who's having more fun in this newsroom, especially than we are, going out and doing these awesome stories. We had a cool story on Wednesday that we went out and shot that we'll tease that one next week. So we're not going to give too much away there.
Too far ahead here.
Speaking of teases, we do want to talk about this next story because next week, Thursday, as always, Small Towns airs during our 6 o'clock newscast on Thursday nights. We're going to be heading to Glenbeulah for a neat story. I do not know how to play sheepshead. Shane, do you?
No. You did mention you're a euchre player, though.
Euchre. I do enjoy a good handy euchre. I still don't know, after spending time with these wonderful people at Fudgy Knuckles in Glenbeulah.
What I was surprised about was how fast these games go.
Oh my goodness. They are just bam, 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 cards on the table. But Sheepshead, of course, a very popular card game here, especially in the Midwest here in Wisconsin. And this group, really all over Sheboygan and Manitowoc County, different establishments every weekend, and they are there playing. And we had the chance to get out there and meet them and to learn about, just the work that they're doing, the fun that they're having, and it was so cool. They don't have a group name. It's just a group of, they said they average around 40 to 45 players every week, and they're just showing up, and they've got a schedule and say, all right, we'll be here next weekend, and they go. And like I said, we were able to meet them in Glen Beulah and sharing a Wisconsin pastime, I guess you could call Sheepshead.
A lot of the folks we spoke with, this is a game they grew up playing with their relatives. One woman we spoke to, she was a widow, and she was looking for a place to
find community.
Yeah.
We still didn't get the answer, and if you're watching this and you're in the comments, what you call it, we know how it's spelt. It's spelt Sheepshead, but some people say sheephead. Some throw the S in there. Some say sheepshed. It's
you asked the question.
I asked that
and the answer
question.
was yep.
They said, you tell me. I said, okay, well, that didn't answer my question, but that's okay. We had a ton of fun out there with those folks, and really looking forward to putting that story together for you and bringing that to you next week. Again, Small Towns airing on Action 2 News at 6 every Thursday, so you can make sure to tune in for that. Please, if you are watching on our Facebook page, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Roku, on wherever you're watching, please, if you have ideas, do not hesitate to reach out to us. You can email me, elehmann@wbay.com. You can leave some comments in the Facebook section, YouTube comment section. If you have ideas, let us know. Even just call the newsroom. They will make sure it gets to one of us, and we can continue to get out and share your fantastic stories.
Particularly if folks have ideas about winter-specific stuff.
Yeah.
I'd really like to find some stuff that we can only do here in Wisconsin in the winter.
In the winter, what makes your small town unique in the winter? So please reach out to us, get us those ideas. We'd love to come feature your small town. We've got a couple in the bag right now and a couple in the works that we're very excited about, and we're just going to keep chugging away here in 2026. So
we're going to keep having fun.
We're going to keep having fun. That's all we can do, right? Keep having fun, keep sharing awesome stories, and keep warm as well as -18. Whew. Stay warm out there, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in here. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you all next